Hey y'all, welcome back to the Rhonda She Podcast. Today we are talking about beating the recession with the power of manifestation, specifically building a mindset of abundance. Okay, when you think about being in a recession, it's a scary place to be. When you think about how it was taught to us as children, it was a scary time in America. Okay, there was famine, homelessness, starvation. People were losing their jobs and losing their homes, and instead of downsizing, they were on the street. Okay, but you know what, even though we're experiencing very similar aspects of the previous recession, we are experiencing it at a higher level. Okay, and I say that because millionaires are being made every day right now because we have resources available to us that we did not have available to us at the time, and financial literacy is at an all-time high now. Even though the idea of living in a recession is a scary thought, you cannot live in a scared mindset. Okay, and a lot of people don't even realize that they're in a scared mindset because they're comfortable. They feel like they've already done enough growth. They're where they want to be. They don't want to move. They don't want to do anything different. But you know what? Essentially, that makes you a sitting duck, because as soon as the economy hits your sector or affects what you do, now you're vulnerable. And we don't want to be vulnerable, right? We don't. So switching over to a mindset of abundance is where you can defeat the inevitable. The inevitable is already here. Gas has doubled, tripled in some places. Okay, insurance is going up. The cost of food is going up. You literally need to have had a savings just to maintain the quality of living that you had before we ended up where we are right now in this recession that we're currently in. Okay, otherwise you might have had to downsize a few things. Okay, I went to the car dealership a few days ago, and they're literally tacking on $5,000 to $8,000 on top of the MSRP because there's a shortage of cars being produced. What do y'all lack of ability to keep workers in your factories and pay them enough to make them want to come back after being off work during the pandemic have to do with me having to pay $8,000 on top of the price of the car? You get what I'm saying? And I feel some kind of way because I'm like, I don't want to pay that much. I do not want to pay that much for a car that I know the value was going to drop as soon as I drive off the lot. And then as soon as all this is over, the value is going to drop even more, right? I mean, it's hard for me to do that. It's hard. But that's where we at right now. But anyways, switching from a comfort mindset to a mindset of abundance sounds like it's easy, but in reality, it's a lot of work. First of all, it requires you to believe in what is possible. Not like what you have right now going on, but what is possible. Then it requires you to take action on what you believe is possible. And that's where a lot of people get stuck. Because if you don't believe in yourself, then you can't believe in the possible, and you're not going to take action. And if you do take action, you're going to be lazy about it, and you're not going to put all the way into it because you don't believe. But switching over to a mindset of abundance will have you ready for any situation. Okay? You will never be caught unprepared, because if you already ready, you ain't got to get ready. So the first thing you have to do in order to make this switch over to an abundant mindset is to have confidence. Build up your confidence. In order for you to believe in yourself, believe in the possibilities, believe you can follow through, and actually follow through with the promises that you make to yourself, you have to have confidence and believe in yourself. Okay? Now, one of the first things I do every morning before I do anything else, right? I mean, I get up, take care, brush my teeth, whatever. But I roll out of bed basically, and I meditate before I do anything that requires me to think too much in the morning, okay? I take time for myself, and I take time just to be still, okay? I prepare my mind and my heart to take on the day and to be able to handle anything that is thrown at me in any situations that I may find myself being a part of. So doing this allows me to, first thing in the morning, process any subconscious feelings I have about anything. And you know, like if you're a dreamer, when you dream, that's your subconscious working out things that are going on in your life. So if you take the time out first thing in the morning before you get distracted by life things or whatever, then you get an opportunity to continue to work those things out and have solutions in areas that you probably would not have had them in before. It also gives me a chance to speak with God and reassure myself that I am walking in my purpose and what I'm doing is what's best for me, and I'm making the right decisions. Because I can tell you, it's been too many times, like there are situations I find myself in now that are a result of decisions that I made 10 years ago, 5 years ago. And even though back then at the time my intentions were good, right? At the time, I was making decisions based off of my needs at that point in my life. And I thought that I was making the right decision, because who would purposely make decisions that would put themselves in a bad situation in the future, right? But when you are going through life without any guidance and you got to figure it out for yourself, and you got to hit your head a couple of times until you figure out, okay, you know what? This was not the right thing to do. Then I feel like you should pass on that wisdom. A lot of people hold the wisdom that they have in them and they don't want to let it out and share their lessons with anybody, because it's like they're afraid of looking foolish, okay? Like, I don't want to let anybody know that I was dumb enough or stupid enough or gullible enough to be taken advantage of in this way, so I'm not going to tell. But what they don't realize is by holding all that wisdom inside, right? And not sharing the lessons that you learn because they have a fear of looking foolish, respect being lost. The respect is lost because the person who needed your vision, your experience, your wisdom, and knowing that you could have helped them avoid certain losses or pains in their life, that's going to make them lose respect for you way faster and way more than knowing that you already went through what they're going through right now. Okay? I never really understood how somebody could sit back and watch somebody go through something and know what the outcome is going to be and be like, oh, you need to learn these life lessons. No, you don't need to learn those life lessons. That's what we're here for. This is what the generation is here for. If I have nieces and nephews and kids, right? My son coming up under me, and I can see what you're doing, I'm going to pull you to the side. We're going to have a conversation. Now, what you decide to do with that is on you. If you decide, you know what, I'm going to find out for myself, go ahead. Right? But you can't say you didn't know any better. Okay? Because that's what we're here for. We went through it first to help you make better decisions. But when you are going through life and you don't have a mentor and you don't have anybody to tell you, that may not be a good idea, because this might happen. This is my experience with this exact thing with these same folks. I'm just letting you know. Make your decisions based off of that. Then you just out here making mistakes, and then it's creeping back up on you 5, 10, 15 years later, and you're sitting here like, I cannot believe that I am here right now. Like, I can't believe I'm going through this right now. This is crazy, right? So, because of that, I take time every morning to not only like meditate and clear my head and assess what I have going on, how I feel mentally and physically and emotionally, but I also journal. At the end of each day, I journal and I make sure that I'm processing everything that I need to, right? And I'm able to look back and make sure that I'm making sound decisions and that I'm projecting into the future, and that I'm not just living in the right now, but I'm living in tomorrow as well, right? Because today's investments is tomorrow's paycheck. Ooh, that's a bar. But once I've done this, then I'm ready to show up for myself. Okay? I'm energetic about life, about my goals, and what I want to achieve, period. Okay? I'm able to align myself with my intentions, and I can draw on situations that benefit me and my dreams and my goals and just things that I want to do or have. I'm open to receive all of the blessings, all of the opportunities, right? All of the doors that are open for me. I'm ready to receive everything that is good for me, right? And being able to discern the things that are not, because every day I'm checking in with myself and with where I am and what the situation looks like. I'm able to be disciplined with the things that bring me joy. I don't overindulge in those things, because sometimes when you overindulge in those things, then you end up putting yourself in a hardship, okay? When you are living and behaving above your pay grade. Okay? But I honestly, wholeheartedly believe that walking in abundance attracts abundance, okay? And then, it's like, overindulging is not abundance. Because if you live outside your pay grade, outside your paycheck, outside your abilities, then you are going into the negative. Abundance means that you could do all these things and still have all this left over. It's extra. It's abundant. That's what abundance means. And so, while our era may be experiencing a recession, that doesn't mean that it has to affect you so harshly. We can make it through this, and we can come out abundantly on the other side. We just have to be strategic. We have to believe and walk in our purpose and follow through, okay, and be consistent. And in doing so, while we're appreciating the things that we have, the blessings we have, the abundance that we have, we'll continue to attract more to be abundant. All right, y'all. So, hope y'all enjoyed this episode. Let me know what you think. I'm going to go ahead and drink my little motivated coffee, and I will see y'all later. Peace.